Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Day's Podcast along with a new video. I know it's been a while since we've spoken, since we've been able to look at and enjoy new, free, exclusive, just episodes period. I know it's been a while, so I'm back and here I am. We are going to, well, first of all, I want to thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, viewing, watching, and listening. I truly appreciate it. I thank you guys so much for that. And yes, we're back. We're going to be doing much more. We're pretty much in fall, so, hey. So we're going to talk about, if anything, you guys, I will be doing more on Patreon and Spotify. As far as exclusive episodes and videos, so be sure to check them out. But we are going to talk about KeKe Palmer's So Uncool. So let's look into it. So Uncool is the debut studio album by American singer and actress KeKe Palmer. The album was released on September 18, 2007 by Atlantic Records. So this album came out 17 years ago. Okay. And it was recorded in the midst of 2006 into 2007. And I know that at this time she was really peeking into movies, whether it was with Tyler Perry or just in general. She just was already peaking and emerging into becoming True Jackson VP. You know, there was a lot of things that KeKe Palmer, whether y'all know it or not, has done in the early and mid 2000s to where this album, you know, a lot of people were like, oh my god, okay, she's releasing an album. Even myself was just shocked, like, okay, because she was already also on Disney as well, where she was on Jump In, I believe it was. So she has done really a lot in her career so far, okay? She's in her 30s like me, so, there's still more to do. Okay, so even though it received a positive review, the album did not perform well on the Billboard charts. In 2009, Palmer moved from Atlantic to Interscope Records. And I've talked about this. When it came to people who went from one label to another, or may have had a label and said, I'm going independent, whether it was from a few labels or just one. It gets to that point where you just want your residuals all to yourself and to do everything yourself, because there were certain things that were loaned. That's the word. And at some point you say to yourself, like, wow, well, if I could know how much certain things could be in a certain climate and put it in a way that I want it to be, I don't need no assistance. I'll be independent, and why not? And the lead single, Footworkin', was released on July 4th, 2007. A concert tour was created to promote the single. Keep It Movin' was released on July 17, 2007 as the second single. And Keep It Movin', that was a good song, and still is. And I think that, a lot of people were peaking for that song to have more exposure, possibly. And that's for a lot of artists. There'll be a lot of times we'll hear songs, whether it may, feature on certain things, or as opposed to be heard, when you're in the mall or just out somewhere and you're like, well, wait a minute now. Is this song gonna, and sometimes, I'm not saying Shazam or Hound or whatever you use. I'm not saying that, or even Siri or whatever you use to kind of track music. It ain't like we can't try and track the music. Sometimes there's an interference. So we never truly always know what song we listen to sometimes, even me. But shoot, exposure to being able to hear the music, it is a lot. It means a lot. It features rapper Big Meech. It was sent to U.S. mainstream radio on August 7, 2007, after being released in Europe on July 17th. Skin Deep was released as the promotional single on July 17, 2007, along with Keep It Moving. So she had 2 singles. And of course, people felt that this album was a good debut. And like I've said with a couple of albums and for a few artists, if you look back to my episodes, it'd be the fact that it doesn't always get promoted, or people don't always get to know that it's out there. And it's unfortunate because these artists be really trying. They really be out here being like, you know what? Okay, like they want us to know. But that's why we're in a time now where it's like, okay, well, if I'm gonna do it myself, if I'm gonna invest in myself, then my name gotta really be out there. I gotta let people know what I'm doing at times that they wouldn't think I'd be doing it. Like it gets that it gets to that point. But let's look at the track list. So Keep It Moving is track 1 featuring Big Meech. So you already hear the first single as soon as you start the album, which is a good thing. So it gets people to familiarize. Well, it makes people familiar with what they're about to get into. Track 2 is the game song. Track 3 is Music Box. Track 4 is First Crush. Track 5 is Friend Me Up. Track 6, How Will I Know? Now, How Will I Know is a great song to me. I think that was one of her standout up-tempo ballads type songs. Like, it really stood out for me. To me, it's like, if I feel like this could have been a single. If we're all the way real, I feel like this could have been a single. From the way that the cover is, there could have been, a sequence of her just walking home from school and seeing some guy that she likes, and I don't know, just there's just a way that I'd be seeing things that could be visualized with certain songs, and they don't always get videos. They don't always get visuals, and if anything, there'd be times that people may go back and be like, there's gonna be a live version for this song because I never made a video. And it's like, what? Yeah, do that. You'd be surprised who'd appreciate that. Okay, so track 7 is Footworkin', track 8 is Rainbow, track 9 is Bottoms Up, track 10 is Skin Deep, track 11 is Wake Up Call, and track 12 is Hood Anthem. So pretty much on the weekly charts, it went to the US Seekers albums for Billboard at number 26. And that's a special number for not just her, a lot of people who, have the number 26, including myself. Because her birthday is August 26th, which I thought was really cool because, there's a couple videos of me saying, my birthday is May 26th. So, I think it's really nice. And I believe Tina Turner's birthday is November 26th. So, the 26, 4, there's all different types of symbolic numbers out there. US top R&B hip hop albums. So it did chart on that at number 86. So it ain't like the culture wasn't loving the album. They just was trying to understand, is there more? Can I get more? And I don't like when any artist is not able to promote and have enough, to give to the public in any way, for whatever reason. It's concerning. But to me, this was a good album. I think that you guys can stream it and listen to the album and possibly buy it. And honestly, it kind of takes you back to, her, growing up, and being a teenager and seeing how she is now and who she is now as a mom and as an entrepreneur and being on her own podcast. Okay, it's just, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I will be back, you guys. I will be. And I thank you so much for watching.